So I'll be completely honest, dude. I woke up today, I was doom scrolling, and then I saw this mother named Pimp talking about s1mple to FaZe, and I think I shot straight up in bed. I think I shot straight up, bro. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, this has to be fake. Oh man. Oh yeah, true. We're out of practice. Subscribe to the fl0m clips and highlights channel. Thank you. Look at that smile on s1mple, dude. Look at him. So let's s1mple joins FaZe on loan ahead of Austin Major, which on loan is important here, right? So bro is not on the team. He is standing in. Let me go through. FaZe announced that they've signed s1mple on loan from Navi until the end of Austin. So what is that? Dallas? It is FaZe in Dallas and probably 2 tournaments in. And it's for Broky, who's been moved to the bench. s1mple's been out. Last time he played was with Falcons. If you guys remember, it was a little hit or miss with Falcons, but unironically, when they were trying to qualify for that major, I felt like s1mple actually was showing some like already glimpses of himself. I do not want to oversell it and make it seem like s1mple will be able to. I don't think s1mple is going to pick up right where he left off and go or some shit or anything like that. But also a little bit more glass half full based on the very, very end of what he did on Falcons. The very, very end, where he was basically trying to drag a bunch of noobs kicking and screaming into the major and couldn't do it. We're just going through everything. Yeah, he signed with Navi at the end of 2022. That was like why he's still under his contract. Yeah, so his loan, so s1mple's future has been the subject of major conjecture since the end basically offers some kind of something, adding the price tag basically decreased because we're getting to the end of s1mple's contract. As you get closer to the end of your contract, loans, buyouts, all that kind of stuff go down. I mean, I think that's it's not insane logic. Also, for those of you that don't know, Elijah and s1mple have played together. If you guys did not know, this is where jumping double from cold came from for a minute. There was a bunch of, this is back in my day. Oh my God. Did they like each other though? I'm gonna be honest, s1mple was a very different person back then. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I think s1mple was very difficult back then. But also, Elijah was younger, s1mple was younger. People on the internet like to hold s1mple and hold all the shit that he went through when he was younger over his head. I'm not going to sit there and pretend like everybody was the best of friends on that team and they're just going to hit it off. I also think that these people are much different. So, no, I don't think things were glamorous in this roster. They were incredibly talented. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, this team was not necessarily the most functional. But it's just interesting to note that they used to play together. It's kind of cool to see it come full circle. So 4th place. Yeah, so this is just kind of reciting like everything that's been going on. s1mple will make his FaZe debut at Dallas, which will be start of May. And then the team's final stop. So he's going to play 2 events with them. He's going to play Dallas, Austin. So that means, in some magical run, if they make it to playoffs, that means Elijah and s1mple will be on FaZe in front of the NA crowd. So what do I think? Yeah, I think I definitely didn't expect this. I think I'm curious how much cheaper s1mple is on loan right now. Because FaZe is like, for those of you that don't know, FaZe esports is not the same as the content FaZe. FaZe esports is owned by GameSquare, which is the group owned by Jerry Jones. But in general, FaZe the esports side of Counter-Strike does not usually make a lot of like moves. I don't think it's necessarily always a money thing. I think it's more so that they just like to be very deliberate with their choices. They're not a let's test things and see how I feel like they just sign what they want to do and they stick to it. And so I think it's interesting because I think this is the kind of the last hurrah here for s1mple a little bit. Like, without being grand, if s1mple doesn't perform well, and this is just purely from his perspective for now, I cannot imagine it would rate like it's only there. This is such high risk, high reward for him, man. Like, I think a lot of people, his stock has kind of gone down because just the longer you don't play and people don't see you, the more doubt there is, question marks there are. People just kind of tend to be more pessimistic than optimistic about people if they're not around. I think that's just our brains. So it's kind of spooky from that perspective because I think if he doesn't like just go worst case scenario, this doesn't go well for him. It's like, who at the end of the Navi contract in top 10 is going to like make a move for him? I think it could really hamper what he wants to do. The chances of seeing him come back like go down significantly. That's if it goes bad. Now, if those glimpses of what I saw with him trying to drag that Falcons roster kicking and screaming at one point in time kind of flourish a bit more and he gets more comfortable and does well, dude, this could be so sick because, and this is from the FaZe perspective now, when people are talking about Dexter going to FaZe, I didn't think that was the move. And I'm putting this here now. I know a lot of people that have watched my co-streams have heard this, so I know it's repeating, but it's important for at least the video that if nobody's heard me say this before, like recency bias plus recent form of Dexter undeniably was an upgrade over Broky for sure. No doubt about it. But also, I don't think Dexter was going to be enough for FaZe to really start competing for championships. I don't think he moves the needle for them. And at the end of the day, FaZe is not trying to repeat a 2024 where they get bum results. They had a nice Chengdu that they finally converted a win and they get second at the major. Nobody in the history of Counter-Strike on FaZe has been happy about second at a major. So I don't think Dexter got them there. So that's why it never made sense. Like people were like, dude, it's got to be Dexter. And it just didn't really feel like there was a person out there that made sense because they needed somebody better than that. They needed somebody with a higher ceiling than that. And Broky was that opera for a while, but he just lost form. Like, I don't know what's going on. It's a shame because he was really fun to watch when he was on point. I think this is a great move out of FaZe. And that's because this is like, dude, not to mention just the pure cinema of probably one of the most, if not the most popular Counter-Strike roster. One of, right? We'll just say one of to not get into a pissing contest. Bro, they got nothing to lose. They have literally nothing to lose with this move. This is the perfect time to do this. Like FaZe, oh boy, boo-hoo. What is FaZe going to do? Go out faster in groups this time? Like, at least we get to see s1mple in a FaZe jersey for a second while it happens, right? Like, at the very least, we're going to get some content out of it. They're playing like bums. I mean, that's just like, there wasn't really a better option, actually. Like, there really wasn't. I don't know if I'm just like trying to lie to myself here, but without FaZe doing some crazy, ridiculous move, in terms of strictly offers for Broky, I don't think there was a better choice they could have made. Now, this could completely backfire. This could go device. Yeah, dude, just go buy a device out. That'll go well. I'm sure he'll be cheap. Like, this was the move. Like, this just had to be it, though. Like, if they're gonna make a run, if they're gonna do something interesting, if they're going to actually be competitive, they had to make a gamble. Like, this is it. This is the gamble. This is the gamble. This was the perfect time to do it. I'm surprised it happened. I'm never would have thought this happened. Never. I'm so happy it is, though, because, and I hope it goes well, dude. I hope it goes well. It could completely backfire, but I'm here for it. Either way, if it backfires, I'll be making another video about that as well. So thank you for that. You know, and to kind of just like wrap this up, I think people also like lost stock in s1mple a little bit when he was doing that rifler stint. But then remember when he said, fuck it, I'm not going to rifle anymore. And then he just opted for Falcons. Like I said, not perfect, dude, but holy shit. The improved version of him that I saw from just those two choices, like, was fucking ridiculous. It was actually ridiculous, dude. It was, he had me starting to believe again. And then bro was like, I don't want to play for Falcons. I was like, damn it. He gave me just enough. I was like, all right, dude, you might be back. You might be able to do it. And then he's like, yeah, I ain't playing for them. Didn't he have like a 0.94 efficiency? I have no idea what his stats are. I just watched the actual games. And what I watched is in a couple moments where Falcons even were remotely close to doing anything for that major run, it was because this fucking guy grinning at you right now on the screen actually had some spectacular heroics to make it happen. I don't really care too much about the stats. The stats of that team were probably going to be fucking buns. Like, they didn't make it. They look like crap. But for the glimpses, it was because of him. All right. There's more, though. FaZe may have to wait until Blast Us to get to debut their full... So is this like a visa thing? Oh, personal reasons. Okay, well, I was getting to it. FaZe announced that they added Skulls as a sub. Comes with a shakeup of s1mple with Broky. Due to personal reasons, Rain may be unavailable to attend Dallas. We look forward to working with Skull. Okay. I mean, for roles, he's not bad. Oh, wifey. Oh, I didn't know Rain's about to be... Okay. That'll be father of two then, yeah? That'll be his second? So, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, fair play, dude. That's, yeah. I figured it was maybe something like that. I just, like, I don't know. I don't keep up with stuff like that. That'll be kind of fun, though, dude. I actually think, I don't know, man. I'm pretty high on Skull stock all the time. I'm delusional. Let me be. I think he's actually pretty good. I think that Fury roster was dysfunctional. I think that Liquid roster was dysfunctional. Maybe, but who knows? Maybe he is the problem. Maybe he is. I could be absolutely delusional, but I think at least for roles' sake, for roles and available, this is a great move.